Okay, hello. I am assuming I'm live. This is the first time I've done this, so bear with me if you are here live now. Um, Something is just popping up for me and not going away, so I'm just going to try and get rid of that. I am just going to hope that this is working and pray for the best. Anyways, hello. If you do decide to join live, we don't have anyone yet, and that is okay. I am putting this transmission out there for anyone who wants to receive live, for those who are available, and whoever is feel called to access this replay in the following days, weeks, months, years, whatever it may be. And so I just would like to start with, I just really hope that you can see me because I just hope that this is working. But anyway, I will go back and watch it. And if it worked, it worked. And if it didn't, I will have some research to do. So what we are doing today is we are doing the first episode, or the first transmission, I should say, not episode, of the Divine Mother Reconnection series. Now, this series came to me as I was reconciling my own karma, you could say. And the first of the series, we're starting with today, is deleting the story. So I just want to pre-frame a little bit before we actually go into the actual transmission, so that as you're listening and as I'm talking, things are activated within your energy field, within your cellular structure, so that memory, whether it is actually cognitive or not, can start to come to the surface. The energy can be reconciled. And so if whoever is watching this has followed me for some time, you'll see that I've known my calling as supporting divine mothers. I haven't always known exactly what that looks like or how I'm supporting people, and I'm still working out a lot of that. But I have known for years and years that my calling is to support divine mothers in some way or shape or form. However, you will have seen that I will post and then I stop posting, and then I post and then I stop posting. I start building a business and then I pull away and everything. And from the outside looking in, when you're looking at somebody on social media, it's like, oh, she's flaky. The energy's too choppy. She keeps changing what she's doing and all of these things. And that is very true. That is exactly what's happening. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why somebody goes ahead and then pulls away. And fear is the reason. And until we can understand what that fear is and reconcile what that fear is, we're going to keep looping. And so most of us continue to loop for our entire lives. And I loop way more than I would like. So I just have some notes here to keep myself on track, because going in tangents is one of my specialties. So if I'm looking down, I'm referring to notes. So if you are here, before I go into my flaky energy, I'm just going to start by saying that if you are here, you have some kind of calling as being a divine, or resonate with the word divine mother, and you may feel that you are being called into service to support other mothers, to work with children, to work with parents in general. Maybe it is just that you have a strong purpose in the way that you raise your own children now. It could be that with you anchoring and solidifying the divine mother archetype and the Trinity. So the Trinity is the three energies of the yourself, your child, and God. And so each child, you will have a Trinity with each child and God. And so in you solidifying and understanding your energy in this, your divine blueprint is activated in a way that allows you to come online and remember your essence, remember your truth. So there is some kind of energy resonance or activation here for you as a divine mother. So back to why I've kept looping and the narratives that have played out, because today's transmission is about deleting the story. Now, the story is what our minds tell us. Now, our mind will come up with really impressive ways of keeping us looping and keeping us in protection, because its number one job is to protect us and keep us safe. And if it doesn't protect us and keep it safe from the perceived fear, then it is failing. And that is the scariest thing to the mind. And initially, my story, my narrative was that my children kept me from my purpose. My children were so distracting. And as I was awakening and coming back to myself, and I would sit in meditation, or I would find that peace and that beauty when you're walking outside and you're at the park or something like that, and you're just wanting to embrace the beauty and embrace the moment, or you're having this awareness come in and you're processing in your mind or whatever it is, and then you've got your children there saying, mummy, I need this, or they're fighting, or they're demanding, or they're even just pulling you from your from my center is what was happening. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't actually maintain my center and be of service whilst my children are here, because they keep distracting me. They keep pulling me from my purpose, keep pulling me from my heart connection, my heart-brain coherence. I couldn't keep myself anchored, and I blamed my children. And so I had this narrative that I wasn't actually able to be the pillar, be the divine mother connected with my children present, which makes no sense, because the divine mother has children, or the divine mother has those motherly instincts, the nurturing energetics. And so for so long I resented my family for keeping me from what my heart was calling me towards, and I couldn't just surrender to my purpose in the here and now. Right here, right now, is just to be a mother. This is my purpose. And so the resentment, and that's not nice. And not many mothers will come on here live and say, well, I resented my children because they kept me from my purpose. Not once did I stop loving my children, and not once did I was going to say abandon them, but essentially, yeah, that's kind of like what I was doing, because I wasn't actually emotionally meeting their needs, because I was so angered and frustrated that they kept distracting me from my core. And so that went on for quite some time. And then, I transcended that, and I came into a new state of being able to be connected. And that was wonderful. And as I grew and became more connected, more embodied, more remembrance dropping in, becoming clearer and stronger in my channel, and all of those beautiful things, and started my world schooling full-time travel journey. We were in Bali, and we had sort of just come back from Ho Chi Minh City. We went to Ho Chi Minh for a visa run, and during our time in Ho Chi Minh, I felt super connected. I was like, I'm almost there, in this like transcended state, super connected, super activated, super alive. And we came back to Bali, and everything changed. The energy had shifted big time. And then the first thing that happened, like, I was in a position where I was going to start really focusing on my soul work. I had given up the network marketing business. I let that go. I decided that was no longer in heart resonance, which was perfectly aligned with, that was a perfectly aligned decision. But then Jericho had a scooter accident right on the same day that the children started this aligned school, which was going to give me more time to focus on other things. The same day he had a scooter accident, and it was psychic attack, and the fear dropped in. The fear initially dropped in because there were certain things leading up to that accident as well that I'm like, there's psychic attack happening. And then there were many things after it as well. So there was a lot of psychic attack that happened in Bali. And that created so much fear that the narrative shifted from, my children are keeping me from my purpose, and I resent my children from keeping me from my purpose, to, my children are my number one priority, and I must keep them safe at all costs, especially from psychic attack, because my son now has a fractured knee and a few other incidences that happened that caused trauma to them, emotional trauma. And I was like, well, now I just have to be there 100% for my family. And in that choosing, the narrative was, They are the number one importance. They are my number one focus in the here and now, always. And I didn't consciously choose to give up my connection to God, but it just started slipping away, slipping away, slipping away, slipping away. And I kept the narrative going, I'm here for my children. I'm here in the here and now, the here and now, the here and now presence. And that is a really beautiful thing. And I gained a lot of presence in doing that. But then suddenly I got to this point where I realized I have forgotten everything. It felt like all of the training I'd done, all of the evolving, all of the anchoring had just vanished. And I was like, oh my God, what's happened? I wasn't meditating or anything like that. And I felt like I was at this place initially that I didn't need to do all of that to keep me connected, but I chose to unplug. I unplugged from it all. It was a protection, uh, I've forgotten the word right now. See, memory gone. It was a protection mechanism that I decided to bring on. And so the narrative changed, the story changed. And so the mind's always going to have a story, and that's going to keep us looping. And I just wanted to also bring awareness to how far back this karmic story of the children being the distraction goes. So I was doing some research, and not to do anything to do with this, it was just pure curiosity. So doing some research on our original creator gods, the Samaritan gods. And the story of Apsu, the original creator god, he had, children, Enki and Enlil, and they were distracting. They were noisy, they were keeping themselves entertained, keeping themselves occupied, and they were noisy and distracting while they were doing that, and they were keeping him from his peace. And so he decided that he wanted to kill them. And he told his wife, or the mother of the children, her name has just escaped me, Tiamat. And she went and whispered to Enki that the father wanted to kill him because he was a distraction. And so Enki went and rounded up, and Enki at that point put his father into a deep sleep and killed him. And so from there, war began. And these are our original creator gods, where war began over children distracting the adult from their centered, connected, presence. And so this is karmically instilled in our blueprints, in our history, and in the collective energy. And so we have all these stories around, well, we're not good enough as parents, or our children are distracting us, but we don't actually realize what the core of that is, or just how far back it goes, and how much that part of history is still playing out in our current reality. So I just thought I'd drop that in there. Okay, so just checking where I'm up to. And so, yeah, essentially what I was doing in each parts of those stories where my children were resenting me, or I abandoned God in place of being there 100% for my children, essentially what I was doing in both cases was abandoning myself, because my heart didn't want that in either of those situations. My heart actually wanted me to anchor my connection with myself, with my children, and with God, and to see it all as one and the same, and nothing was separate, and nothing pulled me from here and nothing pulled me from there. I didn't have to abandon my children for God, and I didn't have to abandon God for my children. But essentially, so I was abandoning myself. I was abandoning all of it. And so that is why I have created this reconnection series, or actually my guidance was to create this series. So what I'm doing as we move through these transmissions is I'm calling through the codes, frequencies, and the activations, the clearings, the purifications required for myself, and whatever of the collective energy, whoever the collective energy chooses to tune in. And it will even be a ripple effect for those who aren't consciously choosing in, but those who will be receiving. Sorry, I'm just going to have a drink. So today we're going to be starting with deleting the story, like I mentioned. And so that's just going to be softening our human, our ego, our mind into allowing us to start to let go of these stories that we have created to keep us in protection. And then we're going to be sort of paving the way, making a clean slate to move forward throughout the following transmissions, where we'll go deeper into whatever's appearing, but there will be a lot of what's coming through for me now is the divine mother persecution wound. We talk about the persecution wound a lot, but we don't look at it from the perspective of the mother, and also the martyr and different archetypes that the divine mother plays out. So we'll go through these in the coming weeks. As before we dive in, just allowing all of that to sink in. I'm just also feeling called to let you know that I will be offering one-on-one support for anybody who receives these transmissions, who would like help on exploring your individual story, your individual karmic footprint that is keeping you in the loop, so that we can cleanse, purify that energy and call in your truth. And these will be donation-based sessions. Just reach out to me privately and we can organize that. And so we're just going to take 3 deep breaths to get started. And I'm going to invite you when we take these deep breaths, because as mothers, we generally have a lot on our plate. We have a lot of overwhelm. We have a lot that we're holding. So I invite you to take big breaths. And then as you release with a big sigh, like just letting it go, just let it fall away, so that you can really also activate all of the cells in your body. Your cells are already activated from what I have shared with you. It's already coming online, and we want to activate the body more, ready to receive the energy, the frequency, and release what is ready to be released. And so we'll start with a big breath in and out. And another. And one more. Releasing the weight of what you're holding, allowing it to drop away, fall away. And I invite you to find yourself a comfortable space, somewhere where you ideally won't be distracted, somewhere where you can sink into the full receiving of the transmission. And gently close your eyes down when you are ready. And just remembering your breath, allowing your breath to be your anchor to the here and now. As we ask your 7 chakras to start to come online, inviting them to open softly, gently, knowing that I have created a safe container, a safe space for them to open up to the full receiving of the energy and frequency. Inviting them to spin in all directions, front, back, side, as fast as they can. Allowing your body to relax as your chakra systems open, and moving into the rest of the body now. Inviting the meridian points to open, the cells to come alive, to light up, the molecules, the tissues, the atoms, the subatomic particles, all lighting up, coming online, becoming alive with the life force energy that resides within you. Inviting the light pathways to come online, to open, to fully activate. Allowing the light body to sit over the physical matter, to align in harmony with the physical matter. The neural pathways to come online. The neural pathways to open and connect with the nervous system, showing the nervous system that it is safe, we are safe. We're in a safe holding environment. Ashia Korea Shataka, Ariya Shatakoria Shataka. And allowing the easeful transmission of energy, frequency, and information to flow through your body to be received in a way that is clear and coherent for your understanding. And we're just going to imagine that your beautiful light pillar is coming online now through your 7 chakra systems, coming online, opening through the 7 chakras, expanding, going up, 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 and down, down, down. And we're going to anchor it down into Mother Earth now, connecting in with the earth grids, the new earth grids that hold the codes, the frequencies, the remembrance, the activations for you today, the junction points that are relevant for you today. Finding those, your higher self knows where they are, connecting in and anchoring in. Thanking Mother Gaia, Sister Tara for a beautiful holding with us today. And once you've connected deeply into those roots, inviting your energy to come back up through your physical matter, and then all the way up through the 7 chakra systems, shooting up through your upper chakras, all the way up through the clouds, the skies, the heavens, the stars, up into the higher realms, the higher dimensions. Finding your original origins, your divine origins, your highest expression of unified consciousness, connecting in with those junction points, those planetary systems, the star systems that hold the information for you, that hold your divine blueprint, your soul's remembrance, your soul's truth. Connecting in with those points. Allowing them to be your guide, allowing your higher self to be your guide as you bring your energy back down, coming back down and landing in your body. Your beautiful body that holds you, holds it all. Thanking our beautiful bodies for everything that she does for us, for all that she holds. Connecting in with your heart space and inviting your heart space to open up. You may want to facilitate the opening or help it along by tapping on your heart, maybe placing your hand on your heart and asking for Reiki energy to go into your heart. Breathing into your heart and asking it to open, to expand. Expanding out through your toroidal field. Oh. And in this place of heart expansion, this connection with yourself, we're going to invite the mind to fully settle into a safe space, knowing that the mind has always protected us, has always been there for us. It's always doing what it perceives to be the right thing for us. It comes up with stories and words and narratives that it likes to tell us to keep us safe. And we thank the mind, the beautiful mind, the ego, for all that it has done to get us to where we are today, because it is all beautiful, it is all perfect. So thanking the mind for protecting us in the way that it has. And just acknowledging that some of the stories, some of the words, some of the thoughts are actually no longer serving us. Ashia koriyashataka, ikina kariyashatako. Some of them are actually well and truly outdated and are ready to be deleted. As we move through this transmission and I call out things that we will be deleting, if it feels true for you, I invite you to say them out loud if you have the space or in your mind as well. Knowing that our words are our spells, our words are our power. And when our words are spoken with conviction and belief, when my words that I speak to you are received with conviction and belief, there is no other way. It must be. And so as I move through and we define the stories that are no longer serving, and it feels true for you to delete them, I invite you to speak it out loud. If you are not ready to delete them, that is okay. You don't have to. You delete what it feels true and keep what feels true. And knowing that when we delete, we are deleting from the computer program. It is wiped, gone, obsolete. Ashia koryashataka, ashikiano koryashataka. Aryashatako, ishikinu kinu koryashataka, ikina koryashatako. So deleting the ugly, deleting the ugly in the anger, ashiako, ashataka, aryashatako, the anger held towards God, ashikiano koryashataka. God keeps me stuck, tied. Ashikiano koryashatako, ashikiana karyashatako, ashiakata karyashatako. I feel like a prisoner. Ashikiano koryashataka. Ariashatako, ashiakata karyashatako. Deleting the story, I feel like a prisoner to God. Oh, riashataka ikiana karyashatako. Deleting the story that I am ugly. Ashikino kuriashataka, ariashatako eliakataka, because I cannot anchor my connection to God. Ishiatu kuriashataka, ariashatako. I'm an ugly mother. Ashakoriashataka. Ariashataka ikina kariashatako. Yashiata kariashatako. Hashitikiana kariashatako. Deleting the story, my children are a distraction. Oh, shiatoria shataka, ikiana karia shatako. Shiakoria shataka, they pull me from my pillar. Oh, koria shataka, they take from my life force energy. Shiakoria shataka. Children are energy vampires. Karia shatako. Aria shataka, yeah, shiatoria taka, just clearing that. Shiakoria shataka, ikiana karia shatako. And taking some big deep breaths. Deleting the story. That I am not worthy as a mother. That I do not deserve my children. That I do more harm than good for my children. Deleting the story that I am not capable. I am not capable to do all that is asked of me in this lifetime. That I am not capable of being a mother and of service to God. So just releasing that from the sacral, allowing that energy to come up in the sacral. Breathing down into the sacral, releasing I am not capable. I cannot handle this. Releasing the story. I cannot handle this. Ariashata ikina ka ashata o makina kariashatako. Ariashatako yashata kayana kariashatako. I am not capable of maintaining capacity whilst in connection to God and child. Ashikina kariashatako ukuriashataka. Deleting the story that I cannot be in service to my child and God and self at the same time. Ashia koriashataka ikina kariashatako. Ariashataka ikina kariashatako. Mariashataka ikina kariashatako. Yashatako riashataka. Deleting the story that I will receive psychic attack if I evolve beyond a certain point. Ashia koriashatako. Yakoriashataka. Ariashatako. Ashia kariashatako. Ashikiana kariashatako. Deleting the story that I must keep myself small in order to be safe. Deleting the story that it is not safe to be my full divine mother embodied. Ashia no korea shataka. Aya shiti kia no korea shataka. Ashatakari shitiki. Yeshiki oto asiti kiyata iki. Ayeshiti kiyato ka iki ashata I. O asata ka ishite ki I ashotoria shataka. Masoto iki satari iki o a ishite iki I aka iki o aka ishite ki I. Deleting the story that my heart cannot handle deep connection. Ashikia no koria shataka. Aria shatako ikia na karia shatako. Aria shatako akia na karia shataka. Breathing into the heart space. Releasing that. Ariashatako ishita kariashatakai kina kariashatako aya kariashatako. Deleting the story that I have failed as a mother. I have failed my children. Ashia kuriashatako. I have failed God. Ikiana kuriashatako. I have failed as a child of God. Ayashatako. Iashiato kuriashataka. Yishikiana kuriashatako. Ariashatako. Ariataka. I'm a failure. Ashikiano kuriashataka. Ikiana kuriashatako. Ikiana kuriashatako. Deleting these stories from the neural pathways, wiping these codes clean. Ashikia no kuriashatako akaka kishitikia takariashataka kuriashatako akariashataka aishitiki omukuriashataka ariashatako yishitikia no kuriashataka. deleting the narrative around what I should be doing in order to be connected to God. Deleting the story around what I should be doing as a mother. I'm not doing enough. I am not being enough. Ariashutako, Yakariashutako, Ariashutako, ya 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 hua, ya hua. Deleting the story that I must abandon my child for God. That if I choose God, I must not choose my children. And the story that in order to choose my children, I must abandon God. Deleting the story that I must abandon myself in order to be there for my children and spread the word of God. That I do not matter. That my needs do not matter. That my children's needs will always come before mine. Asking the mind to bring to the surface anything else that needs to be deleted, any other stories that are spoken, repeated in the mind. You may see this as words, you may receive words to speak out loud. You may see, perceive, or sense it as an energy of the mind coming up, bundling it all together. All the story that keeps the Divine Mother in separation from her own source connection, her own heart. Keeps her in separation from her child. Those words, those narratives, those loops. Gathering them all up. You want to hand them over to God. You may see a treasure chest, a box, a fire, however it comes through for you, but we want to hand all of this energy, all of these words, all of these phrases, all of these frequencies that keep us looping, hand them over to God. Keep releasing that energy out to God, placing it into this chariot that is going to carry or burn or alchemize all of this for us. In the name of God, Source Creator. We can hand that back to God now. You may see a lid go on it go up in flames. You may see it go off into a ball of light to God. You may hand it back down to the earth to be alchemized, however you see it, whatever you feel is true for you. Ashiki Ashatoko. Ayashatoko Ishitiki Adiya Kuriya Shataka. Thanking God, Source Creator, Mother Gaia, Sister Tara, for receiving all of that energy for us, for the collective of divine mothers, divine sisters who are ready to anchor and receive the full embodiment of their Divine Mother reconnected to self, reconnected to child, reconnected to God, where the connection codes are activated in every ounce of their being, their light matter, their plasma, their auric field, the physical matter, the organic matter. They're above and below, they're inner and outer. Connection remembered. The Divine Mother reconnected. Inviting in those codes of connection, the Trinity, the connected Trinity of Mother, Child, God, to be received, to be gifted, to be remembered. You may receive this as a beautiful golden triangle activating within your heart space. You may see this as a beautiful gift from God in some form of medallion, rose, color, word, feeling, energy being received. Whatever is coming through for you is perfect. And at the center of this Trinity will be your own uniqueness, your own unique energy, your own unique value. But today, I invite you to remember the beauty within. The beauty within. You are the beholder, you are the beauty. When you see your own inner beauty, when you recognize your own inner beauty, when you accept your own inner beauty, when you claim your own inner beauty, when you allow it to shine through you, to be the voice of the words that you speak, to be the energy in the hug that you give, to be the connection in the eyes of that which you look. You become your embodied self, your embodied remembrance. You become unstoppable. The Divine Mother Goddess, remembered, reactivated. So today I invite you to find your own unique codes, your own inner beauty codes, asking them to replace all of those narratives, all of those neural pathways that we have deleted. And instead, we invite in the rewiring of new synapses pathways, those that speak from the voice of the inner beauty within, those that speak from the remembrance of your true gifts, unique abilities, and divine blueprint, the codes of the truth of you as a divine mother and child of God. Those codes that know that your needs are the most important needs to be met. Without your needs being met, you cannot be there neither for yourself or your child or God. The voice of the inner beauty knows that her needs are more important than anything else. And from her full cup, she is able to be emotionally connected, emotionally available to her children, intuitively connected to her children, intuitively connected to herself and God. As the narrative is replaced, I am a divine mother, a divine child of God. I thrive in my connection with myself. I thrive in my connection with God and my child. I see myself in my child. I see my child in myself. I see God in myself. I see myself in God. I see God in my child. I see my child in God. We are not separate. We are one. We are one and the same. We are expressions of energy, moving, weaving, dancing. I am capable of being there for my child. I am capable of holding my light. I am capable of surrendering to the unfolding, of surrendering to my inner beauty, of allowing her to become my inner voice, my inner critic. Anchoring in the divine inner beauty, the divine mother, the divine goddess. Allowing that light, that frequency to flow through you. Feel all of your body, all of your chakra systems, all of your cells. Activating. And we're going to take 3 big, deep, beautiful breaths to lock in this energy, to fully receive it, lock it all in, claim it. This is your energy. This is your life force. This is yours to claim, yours to keep, yours to embody. So 3 big, deep breaths in and out. Shukriya Shataka. One more. Allowing that beautiful energy to wash over you, to bring you back to presence, bring you back to your body, to bring you back to your truth, to thank the mind for allowing us to reprogram it with neural pathways and synapses pathways of support and recognition of your divine truth. And taking another big deep breath and coming back to your body, bringing movement and allowing your eyes to open as you feel ready. And if you're in Australia, you're probably almost ready for bed right now. So you can go off into a beautiful, restful sleep and integration sleep. Drink plenty of water. Stay hydrated. Eat well. Listen to your heart. Rest. Take care. And just allow the energy to settle without too much thought. I invite you to just forget about everything that's just happened and just allow life to move through you. And I look forward to sharing the next transmission with you. Much love, beautiful souls.